What's up guys, I'm Kyle. I'm showing you my crane plant deck profile. I took this to Bexhill Regionals yesterday. I went 4-3 with it because I misplayed in my last match in game 3. I made a misplay that I shouldn't have done, and it probably would have put me 5-2, which most likely would have qualified me for Euros because I had quite good matchups. I played 2nd, 6th and 8th and like 10th, so I think I probably would have. The deck's really good. I'll just jump straight into it.
What decks did you play against?
What decks did I play? I played against Aliens my first match. It's Aliens. I beat him pretty easily. And then I played against my first Fire Fist of the day. It was a 4-axis, just pure 4-axis. I beat him 2-1. He was a nice guy. He was a good player, but I just got the up on him. And then round 3, I played another Fire Fist. This was a 3.5 axis. Again, I beat him 2-1. He said that it was my Scapegoat tokens and my Dandy tokens that kept doing it. I seemed to always have the tokens on the field, and he could just never get around them to do the damage before I could get another play going again. Round 4, I played Madolches, a guy called Justice. He came 2nd. He was really good. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't prepare for Madolches. I didn't really know what to side. I didn't have a side for them. And yeah, he was a really good player anyway. And then round 5, I played Evilswarms, and he won the dice roll, so he went first, game 1 and 3. So I'm actually quite surprised that I did beat him. I beat him 2-1, because when they get first turn Ophion off and stop me special summoning level 5 or higher, kind of hurts. And then I played another Fire Fist. He came 6th. He was another 3.5 axis. It went down to game 3, and it was a very grindy game, and he just about got the top on me. And then my final round, I played Constellars. It went down to game 3, and he told me he started with a hand of Pollux, Caos, Sombre, Dark Hole, Fiendish Chain, and Solemn Warning, so like their perfect hand. And then the next turn, he drew another Sombre. And yeah, I just made a misplay, but it's over now, it doesn't matter. Anyway, onto the deck profile. The plant engine I'm using is 2 Lone Fires. I have some proxies because they're still incoming. I borrowed them yesterday. 2 Lone Fires, a Dandelion, a Spore, a Titanial. I chose to run Titanial over like Talia just because decks like Fire Fist that do a lot of targeting means that I can use this to stop them targeting. So if they target, like say they bear and try and pop something, I can tribute a plant with this and stop it and destroy it. And the plant I'm running that no one really was aware of, well I mean people don't play this deck anyway, but is Naturia Rosewhip. I run this because it's a level 3 earth monster, which means it's an option for my Crane, because obviously Crane I summon a level 3 monster. So it's an earth monster that I can use with Crane to go into melee of the trees, which was like my MVP. It's either a Foolish Burial for plants or a Monster Reborn for plants. But also he is a tuner, which means that I had to play, if I top decked a Crane late game, I could go into Crane, bring back this and go into a Barkion. And because the deck has such a heavy grave all the time, it's a really good late game card because I have such a big grave of spells and traps that I've milled that I can just attack and always have targets to banish if they activate a trap while Barkion's out. Also, he has an effect that my opponent can only activate 1 spell or trap per turn, which is actually really good. I didn't use it for that, but once I did open up with like 5 spells and traps, and I just summoned him and set 5, and it really caused a problem for my opponent to get over. For the milling engine, double Card Trooper, double Ryko. One of these Rykos was always my side out target when I played Fire Fist, because I didn't like setting him and then them just going bear, pop, and attack directly, get a Tenki, or whatever. And then a Lila. Lila's okay. I don't really like her effect. I just sort of run her. She's another miller. Yeah, and a beater. I don't really like her. I mean, this is my first my first tournament really playing these, and I've learnt a lot about the deck, and I'm definitely going to be changing it up, and I think I can make a lot of improvements. Then the double Veiler as the sort of rogue stuff in the deck, 2 Veilers. Then the one-offs, Thunder King Ryo, Debris Dragon, Card D, Debris Dragon just because there's only one, so I only run one. Card D, Caius, and the Redox.
The Redox. Why did you only choose to run one?
One Redox.
One of
the Dragon Rulers.
Dragon Rulers.
I don't think there's enough targets in the deck for the other Dragon Rulers. Like, I could possibly fit in maybe a Blaster or a Tempest, because sometimes I draw Titanial, which is a wind, so I can drop it with Tempest if need be. I just don't think there's enough targets. I don't want to banish all the monsters in my grave, because late game the grave is what claws me back plays. The main reason I'm running a lot of these ones is purely because there's a Fiend, there's a Machine, there's a Dragon, there's a Thunder, there's a Spellcaster, which gives me more targets for a really good card that's made this deck good now that Pot of Avarice is banned, which is Pot of Dichotomy. The Pot of Avarice is just a proxy dichotomy, because I have to target 3 monsters with different types. 3 is too many of this, and 1's too little. It won me a lot of games. If you don't have a play and you can just claw back, get a couple of draws, and then wait for next turn, it's really good. Not as good as Pot of Avarice, but still good. 3 MST with Fire Fist and whatnot, and a lot of back row heavy decks. I just like it. I don't like Fiendish Chain, so I like to use that on Fiendish Chain. Or Tenki obviously. And then the one-offs, just Dark Hole, Foolish, Mind Control, and Monster Gate. I tried to run only 9 spells, because I didn't really feel the need for spells. There was no spells that helped me a lot in this deck. I sided out these 3 pretty much every game. I don't think they're that good cards. It was okay because they gave me side deck targets to side out, but I will definitely drop these. I think Foolish with Melee you don't really need, and Mind Control and Monster Gate were pretty useless. Monster Gate I just kept tributing something and just getting like a Raikou or something off it being totally useless. So yeah, that's going. Onto my traps, fairly generic stuff. 2 Fiendish, just good, Fire Fist, whatnot. 2 Mirror Force, good, Fire Fist, whatnot. Solemn, Bottomless, and Torrential as the one-offs. Yeah, just staple traps, there's nothing special about that. And then the 3 Call of the Haunted. I always sided one of these out. I just liked it game 1 when they didn't know what I was playing. They wasn't expecting Call of the Haunted as a back row. Like, if I had one set and they think it might be like a dangerous trap, they can MST it and I can bring back like a Card Trooper to get a draw because it will die, or a Dandy to get 2 tokens because it will die. So it was just nice. It was just nice for game 1. And then I dropped it to 2. My extra deck, just my 4 tokens. And then the rank 3 engine I played was 2 Melee of the Trees. It's just too good. It gives the deck what it needed. Wind up Zen mains and a Levier. I wasn't going to run Zen. I wasn't running Zen mains, but I went into it a lot yesterday. It's really good. It's another one of them late games. I can go into it and just use it. Levier I didn't go into, but I still would never drop it. If you banish a plant with Spore like Dandy or Lone Fire, this card late game, if you can bring it back and it sets up another play. Left that rank 3s that I had. And then the Synchros, Formula Synchron, just really good with Spore and a Dandy token. Mistbird Clauseless, again, there was a couple of times where I had 2 Dandy tokens and a Spore, and I went into Formula, and then in their turn went into Clauseless with the other token, and it's just a defensive monster that I can then negate their effect next turn and put them to 0. Catasta, Librarian as the 5s. Librarian I didn't go into actually, I don't think. Maybe once. I think it's as a beat, because they was playing a dark deck, so Catasta was useless. Barkion and HTS Simoth. Now, like I said, just Barkion. It's just a really good card. Another target for Call of the Haunted, which is nice. Another target for Redox if desperate. Black Rose as the 7. Black Rose is good. I was going to run 2, but with 1 Debris, meh, I don't really want it. This was a Stardust, so ignore that. Yeah, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, and Crimson. Didn't go to Crimson or Scrap. To be fair, Scrap's going to be dropped for this, and there will be a Stardust in place. And then a Star Eater. Late game, Star Eater was good. If I had a Redox Engrave and an unused Spore, I could if I had absolutely nothing in hand, and I had a Redox and Spore and Grave, it's a Star Eater from just the Grave. Banish 2 for Redox, banish Sight for Spore, Star Eater. And then my side deck. I was missing some of the stuff that I wanted for my side deck. I wanted Overworked, obvious, Fire Fist, Gravekeeper, maybe Closed Forests, but they weren't priority. But I was playing 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror, 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, because I still fear them Evilswarms against